What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. So in our last video, we made this stunning wreath together. This is a floral pick wreath. I think it turned out really beautiful. And if you want to see how I put this together, I will leave the video linked in the description box down below. So if you want to check this out, you absolutely can. But today we are going to be making a Little Women inspired wreath. So there has been this trend going around on social media. I saw this on Instagram a lot recently, and everybody is decorating their houses for Christmas inspired by Little Women. It's kind of keeping things simple and natural. So for example, fresh garlands, candles, lots of ribbons and bows, dried oranges, popcorn garlands, you name it. And kind of in keeping with the color scheme of like gold, burnt orange, that mauvey rose pink color, plum, crimson red, burgundy red, just kind of keeping it in kind of some warmer, darker colors. And I know last year the crushed velvet ribbon was a really big deal, and I saw a ton of people using that, and this has kind of carried over into this trend, I believe. But it's really beautiful, and so I want to create something specifically. I want to create a wreath with a candle in it, and I want it to be a real candle. So I'm gonna have to figure that out, and we're gonna see how it goes. I have a couple ideas. So the biggest thing is figuring out how to get a candle in the middle of the wreath. So let's go ahead and get to crafting our Little Women inspired Christmas wreath. Okay, starting off, I have this 12-inch metal frame, and I'm going to use this as the wreath frame. And then I have this upholstery tack I found stabbed into a pin cushion. Now, my thought process is here to attach somehow the upholstery tack to this metal wreath form and use that to stab into the bottom of the candle to have it in the center of the wreath. Alright, so I just tried soldering the actual tack to the frame, and that did not work. So there's various reasons that may have not worked. It could be because I'm trying to do two different metals to each other. That definitely could be the issue here, because I don't really know what type of metal I'm working with here. So with that said, I am going to try and take some sandpaper, and I'm just gonna kind of rough up where I'm going to be sticking the tack as well as the head of the tack, and then I'm going to try and super glue it, because that's my my fail-all. We'll just try to glue it. So we'll see how this works, and if it works really well, then awesome. If it doesn't, I may try soldering again, or just trying to come up with a different design, but I'm really hoping that this will work, so we'll see. Okay, some time has passed, and the tack is nice and dry on there. Like, it's not going anywhere. It's like there for life. I mean, if I got a pair of pliers and really, you know, yanked at it, but it looks like, I mean, it's on there, which is great, because that means the candle can just be stabbed right onto there. Now, something I went ahead and did is I found, you know those little tea lights you get like this? Well, I took the wax out, so I just have the little aluminum tray, and I poked a hole in the bottom, and I'm just going to stab it right on there. So if I have any wax strips, it will catch the wax. And I'm not worried about it being unstable, because once the candle goes on, it will stabilize it. Now, I do have my candle, but this is what I was going to mention. I had to cut the candle down because it was like way up here, and that was like too close to the metal frame right here, so I couldn't like hang it or anything. So what I did was I just trimmed it down to size, and I just poked it right on like so, and we're good to go. But if you're going to cut down a candle, you really should soak it in some warm or some like hot tap water, and let that soak for like 5-10 minutes, and then cut it, because you'll get a cleaner cut. I didn't do that, and my cut was a little rough. So just to be noted, probably should soak your candle in some warm to hot water to make sure you get a nice clean cut. But I'm very happy with that, and now all I've got to do is add the greenery and bows. Okay, so I went ahead and did one side, and now I'm going to show you how I'm going to do the other side. So the first thing is I am using a red cedar. This is just cedars that you can find wild, actually. So we have one of these in our woods, and I just trim off it every year for small projects like this one. It's really great for pictures. It's really great for wreath making. So all I'm going to do is take a small piece, and I want it to be, this is my center, and I want it to be the same across. So I'm gonna put my first one here, and I've trimmed them to more manageable sizes so I can get the effect that I'm looking for. And I want about 3 in total. So I'm liking these ones, so that's what I'm gonna go with right there, just like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I think that's what gives it such a fun look to it, is the fact that things are not perfectly symmetrical. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my florist wire here, and I'm just going to wire the base so it doesn't go anywhere on me. And I'm just gonna wire the bottom part of this. And now I'm going to secure it with a little piece of wire right up there. So let me go ahead and pre-trim my wire. I'm just gonna do kind of a small piece. The only reason it's unbeneficial to pre-trim your wire is if you don't know how much you're going to need and you might end up needing more. But in this case, I did the other side, so I kind of have an idea as to what I'm working with here. And I'm just going to tie that around, make sure it's good and tight and secure. And I'm just going to kind of weave it through here to add a little bit more support, just like so. So now that piece is in place, I'm just gonna take my next piece and I'm gonna throw it on top of here to give it a fuller look and to hide any little pieces of wire I don't want to be seen. So we're gonna repeat the exact same step. We're going to wire the base, and then we're gonna wire the end, and we're just gonna hide them in here. Alright, you guys, the Little Women inspired wreath is complete, and I am so happy with how this wreath turned out. I love the bow, I love the gold sparkles in it, I love the candle, the way that the greens hang on the wreath form. I'm just very happy with how this thing ended up turning out all together. The way that I ended up hanging it was I used clear fishing line. Now you can get this at any sporting store or any store that sells fishing supplies. You can get this at Walmart or on Amazon, and I just used a piece of that to hang it from, and it just didn't compete with the bow, and that's really what I wanted. You could absolutely use a ribbon or a chain or something, but I didn't want to compete with this gorgeous bow. I really wanted that to stand out on its own because I just think it is such a beautiful ribbon, and so that is why I opted for the fishing line. But like I said, you could use ribbon, whatever you wanted. It could coordinate with it. Now, something I was going to say is that this candle can absolutely be swapped very easily for an LED battery operated candle. I have seen these at Walmart or off of Amazon. You just buy a pack of LED candles and you just pop them on here and it would give you the exact same effect, and it's clip on. You can leave it lit and it's not going to catch fire, because anytime you're using real flame, it is a fire hazard. So I do not recommend hanging this in a window that has curtains or, fancy drapes or anything like that, because you will start a fire and you are going to wish that you used an LED candle. So this flame will be staying away from anything flammable, but I think it turned out looking so pretty and I'm so happy with it. And these are all materials that I had on hand. I had the ribbon, I had the candle, I had the greens, we had this hoop, I even had the fishing line. So these were all things that I already had around the house that I just pulled together to create this stunning wreath, and I'm just so happy with it, you guys. Once again, I'm just so happy with it, and I dare say, I think it's probably Marmy approved. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me today. I really do appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.